Happy Cinco de Mayo Day, which is a true statement. Cinco de Mayo commemorates the Mexican Army's unlikely victory over French forces in 1862, or it's a day to celebrate a margarita in the World Showcase Mexican Pavilion. It's a trick question. They're both true. Although it's always a good day for a margarita in the Mexican Pavilion and to go geekin' on Walt Disney World. Welcome to episode 67 of the Geekin' on Walt Disney World podcast. I am your co-host, Curtis Stone, and we are the family-friendly father-daughter podcast that will feed your passion for Walt Disney World by sharing our experiences and opinions, as well as others from our community of passionate Walt Disney World geeks. I am joined tonight with my co-host, the smartest, the cutest, the sweetest Disney daughter in the world, Lindsay.
Hi, everyone. I'm back.
Why do you always say that? I'm back.
Because I've been gone. Well, I've been in Disney World, but...
a sabbatical here and there.
Yeah, it keeps me busy.
But I'm so excited. We've been bringing in our community to co-host, and it's been a lot of fun doing some roundtable discussions. I'm really trying to catch up on some guests that I've been chatting with for a long time and not been able to get scheduled, but I got 3 going on this week, Lindsay.
Wow.
It's the first of 3 for this week, so I'm excited about that. I'm really excited that we have Kristi Fredericks from the DisneyWorldEnthusiast.com, and she blogs also for TouringPlans.com, and especially she's an author of 2 Disney resort books. One is A Tale of Two Resorts, comparing Disneyland and Walt Disney World, and the other is The 501 Ways to Make the Most of Your Walt Disney World Vacation. Kristi, how are you tonight?
I'm great. How are you guys?
I'm doing great, Lindsay. How are you doing?
Super. And we'll talk about that later.
Kristi and I, we were just looking back. I contacted Kristi through her website, and that was like back in February, and she had no idea what Skype was, so I did a little training with her.
Yeah.
And we did great with that. You got yourself, I think your husband did your IT work and got you a microphone.
Yes, he did. He got me all set up.
I love it, and I'm so glad that has not been an obstacle, and you're sounding great. Looking forward to talking to you. So we'll get into Kristi's books, and actually the 501 Ways to Make the Most of Your Walt Disney World Vacation. That came out since we talked, right? That's been fairly recent.
Yes. Yeah, this one just came out in March of this year.
That's right. So we talked in February, and this one came out. I've downloaded it. I've started looking at it, but I'm going to go through I got a bunch of questions for you, especially because I have not been to Disneyland before. Well, I take that back. I've been there, but it's been 30 years ago.
A lot has changed in 30 years.
And did you just come back? What's been your vacations recently?
Well, I just came back from Disney World. I was there about a month ago, and that was my most recent trip.
Well, we'll have to get into that a little bit too.
Okay. Sounds good.
I love trip reports, and we'll talk about that a little bit too. Yeah, I wonder if you guys liked my little intro. I had to look up what exactly Cinco de Mayo was. I didn't know either. Who does?
No, I do like that. It was very educational. I did not know. I just knew May 5th. That's all I knew.
Which is today. So, and we love margaritas, so we had to put those 2 together.
Well, yeah, you can't beat margaritas.
All right, so I just want to cover a couple of things with Lindsay here, and one little thing I saw on the internet, and then we'll get into talking about the books, Kristi, and feel free to chime in here, especially because Lindsay just got back from seeing the new Avengers movie, and I know you saw it over the weekend. And,
yes, I did.
And Lindsay, so you're down in Disney World for your internship, and I think I know where you went to see the movie. Why don't you just tell me so I'm positive?
I went to the Downtown Disney Fork and Screen AMC.
That's what I figured, because last time you went to the movies, that's where it was.
Yes.
And that's right in Downtown Disney.
Yep, right smack dab in the middle of the West Side.
All right, so give us your review, Lindsay. You're always really good with this. What's your take? What's your take on the movie?
Age of Ultron. It's the newest film in the Avengers, or not Avengers, the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Forget what is it? Stage 2 are we in now? Yeah, this is the end of stage 2. Okay. So it's like the big one.
Okay. I don't follow it that closely, so you're gonna have to really train me.
Yeah, so me too, because I don't know anything.
Yeah,
basically it's the Avengers coming back together to defeat this super artificial intelligence that is bent on destroying mankind. Oh, so yeah. That's your general synopsis.
And I hate when that happens, but go ahead.
Yeah, it's great. So you get to see, of course, Tony Stark, Iron Man, and Captain America, the Hulk, Black Widow, and Hawkeye come back together, and Thor, of course, come back together pretty much through the entire film. There's no Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. anymore in this movie. They're pretty much gone. So it's just strictly the superheroes. And
what's an Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
An Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D., it's basically the government organization that got the Avengers together. But as of right now, they're disbanded. Okay. So it's just the Avengers in this movie coming together to fix everything.
They've overthrown the government?
No. It's a really long story, but all you need to know is it's pretty much just hardcore superheroes in this one.
All right.
Whereas the first one is, a lot of it is controlled by S.H.I.E.L.D. If you've seen the first Avengers, it's everything goes under.
And it was
S.H.I.E.L.D.
shown on TV. I could have watched it. I'll go. So Benjamin's coming home from college this week, so we like to go to the movies when he's around. So I may go.
Yeah. So it's a good movie. It really was it was well done. You also get to meet two new superheroes, Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch, join the crew for this one.
I was gonna say I didn't think they have their own separate movies.
No, but there's a whole lot of mishmash going on with all the superheroes right now, which we're not going to go into.
Yeah.
But
it's only an hour show, so and we got
it's a really good movie. Be prepared to be thoroughly confused, even if you are well aware of what's going on in the superhero world, because as we all know from this Marvel Cinematic Universe, anything can happen, and it does, and it's completely different from the comics. So what you think you know, you don't know.
Okay. Very good.
So if you go into it and come out a little bit confused, that's pretty much it's happening for everyone. So
Kristi,
just go in and enjoy the ride.
Yeah, I was definitely confused, Lindsay. I should have talked to you before I went to see it because I had no idea what was going on. And then I came out and I still really don't know what happened. So.
I hate that. And if I see a movie like on a Friday night after a long, hard work week, my brain just isn't working. I can't take confusing movies.
Yeah, it's probably not the best one to go off and just kind of veg and not pay attention to what's going on in the movie, because if you miss one thing, you're going to be a little bit confused. Okay. But it is witty. The characters are funny. They have a lot of little funny moments, as they do in most of the Marvel movies. They're pretty hilarious. And then they have the drama, and then of course the action, which isn't too bad. The CGI is pretty good, except in the very beginning, but then it gets better near the middle and the end.
Yeah, it's believable.
Yeah, it's really well made, and the actors are fantastic.
Yeah, that was the one thing that I took my youngest son, who's 9, even though it's PG-13, and I was kind of a little nervous about, would it be okay? And he really enjoyed all the special effects and the humor, and he really loved it, even though maybe he didn't catch everything, all the nuances that were going on, but yeah, I mean, he really liked it. Thought it was funny.
So you guys think it's going to be a pretty good hit for the?
It's a good next step. There are a lot of things they could have done differently, but no, it's a good movie. It is a good movie. I recommend you go see it, especially if you like superheroes or you want to know what's going on, what your kids are enjoying right now.
Yeah,
it's a good one to be aware of.
It's huge. And the other thing I wanted to ask you, Lindsay, to tell us about, because I think it's really exciting, that now you work down in downtown Disney in 3 different stores, but they added a 4th. And what is it called? It's
called Superhero Headquarters. It is the place to go for anything superhero. So you can find merchandise from all the Avengers and Spider-Man. which is pretty cool.
How appropriate. What good timing.
Yes, it's very exciting. You get to go into the super secret SHIELD headquarters located in downtown Disney and become an agent and buy some cool superhero merch. It's super fun.
This on the west side.
Go check it out. It's got a lot of cool video screens and stuff to watch in there. Panels about each Avenger, and they also have a photo booth where you can go take pictures and become your favorite superheroes. Oh, cool. It's pretty cool.
Well, kids love this stuff, and the store must be crowded with it just opening.
Yes, it is swamped, but it's a lot of fun. So definitely go check it out.
And it's on the west side, right?
Yep, the west side, right next to D Street, literally right next door.
Oh, because you work in D Street also.
Yes,
that's convenient.
Yes, I
do. Very cool. I love that. All right.
Well, we'll definitely have to check that out next month when I'm back in Disney World. I'm sure my boys are going to be really interested in that store.
Oh, you're going again, Kristi. That's awesome.
Well, maybe I'll say hello.
Oh, we're gonna have to talk about that on our date. We're gonna check our dates there and see if we're down there at the same time. Maybe we are.
Yeah, that'd be great.
All right. I'm really excited I love music and I love the different acts that they have, especially in Epcot. And I just saw this on the blogosphere. This was on touringplans.com, by the way, Kristi. They have a new band beginning to play. It's called the American Music Machine.
Yes, yeah.
And this little article says if you're thinking of Miami Sound Machine, he says he thinks it's like Miami Sound Machine, but actually it's a 5-member contemporary a cappella group. And they're doing current and classic American pop tunes over at the American Gardens Theater stage, which I love that. I'm really disappointed. I'm actually going to miss the Summer Sounds by a week and miss Journey. So this is the next best thing. And I guess it's something that sounds a little bit like Glee, the TV show.
Right. I mean, I love acapella, and I think it's coming out at a perfect time, kind of when Pitch Perfect 2's coming out. I mean, I think they couldn't have timed it any better. So
yeah, that sounds like fun. And Lindsay, do you know if they've started yet already?
What are they called again?
American Music Machine.
I've heard a different. It's not voice. I mean, I've heard the new renovated Voices of Liberty, but I think you're talking about a different group.
It is. Yeah, it's definitely a different group. They're gonna have both of them. And
yeah, because I don't enjoy the new Voices of Liberty.
Oh wow, really?
So I'm someone who likes acapellas, and I really didn't enjoy their new performance.
Yeah, you're a perfectionist, and you've done some really.
It's not that they're not good. It's just it's definitely a step down from what they did inside the American Adventure.
Really? All right. Well, we're gonna save that for another time. But you know what I want to ask you though? Go out and check them out for me and report back. All right.
You got it.
Next time you're in Epcot, seek them out. Okay, that was all I had for some of the chit chat and what's going on kind of thing. So let's get into Kristi, your first book. Was it your first book?
It was.
Okay.
A Tale of Two Resorts. Yes.
Yeah, Tale of Two Resorts. And let's take a look at the difference between Disneyland and Disney World. Of course, we're Disney World experts, I would say. We've been there enough times to qualify for that. But not so much Disneyland. So train us, if you will, a little bit.
I will do my best.
I know one of the first topics I think you talk about is really when to go. And we always talk about that as a topic for Disney World because there's so many different events during the year. And, whatever school and what kinds of things and crowd levels. What do you think? Is there a big difference there of when to go between the two resorts?
Well, the main difference with Disneyland and Disney World, especially as far as crowds go, is you have a lot of locals that visit Disneyland, where Disney World, I mean, you do have a certain percentage of locals, but you do have probably the majority of people are traveling from out of state or even out of country to visit Disney World. So Disney World crowds are a little bit more impacted by school schedules. You're going to see a lot more crowds during the summer or anytime a traditional school would be on break. Where with Disneyland, if it's a nice weather day, you can see the crowds really shoot up, really any time of year, because you have so many pass holders and people that, just live locally there that do visit the park. So again, summertime's going to be busier, and the holiday times will be busy in Disneyland. So if you can visit, September's a good time, May's a good time, kind of those end of the school year before the kids get out. So nobody's really pulling their kids out to take a day off right at the end of school, or right when they've gone back into school in September. Those are good times. Weekdays are especially good in Disneyland. Weekends get really crowded, again, because of the locals. If it's a good day, you have so many locals coming in just to visit on like a Saturday or a Sunday.
And with it being a smaller size, I would imagine you can notice the crowds.
Yes, you definitely can. Just because it is so much smaller in size, they really don't absorb the people quite as well as Disney World, because Disney World has so much space. They can really, spread that crowd out throughout all the parks.
Yeah, you can find a time, especially early morning, where you might not even see people for a little while.
That's true.
Right. I noticed
cool.
that when I was there in March. The Magic Kingdom actually opened, regular hours opened at 8:00 one morning while I was there. And so I thought, well, I'm going to go and, just check it out that early in the morning. And I got to the park at 7:30. So I was one of the first people in line to get in. And I was actually walking through Frontierland, and there was maybe only one or two other people in the whole area.
We experienced
me.
that. Yeah, we did that one time too. I remember same thing. Went to Frontierland and noticed that. It was kind of cool. I was taking pictures. Look, there's no one here.
I know. I was doing the same thing. I was like, this is amazing.
Actually, we went into the Hall of Presidents. Remember, Lindsay? And it was
that was on my birthday.
It was just the three of us, me, you, and Mom,
and the whole theater.
And the whole theater. We opened it up.
You had a nice private showing.
We had a private showing. All right, kind of related to that one to go. What about the resort events? Now, Disney World is really added tons of events, and you have a little grid here in the book where you list some of these and list where Disneyland has them, but Disneyland doesn't have them and Disney World does. What kind of events kind of stand out to you, Kristi, for Disneyland?
So for Disneyland, probably my favorite events for Disneyland, and I'm not a runner, so Disneyland has some really great races, just like Disney World does too. But if you're not a runner, the events that I really like, my all-time favorite would be Halloween in Disneyland.
Yeah.
Because they do Halloween just a little bit different than Disney World. I mean, they have a Halloween party, just like Disney World does, but they also have a lot just every day in the park that you don't have to pay additional ticket for.
Oh, cool.
So they have like the overlays on the Haunted Mansion. They have the decorations up. They have some entertainment. It just seems very festive. It really feels like Halloween even during the day. And then the same thing with Christmas. So holiday time in Disneyland. Again, they don't have, specifically at Christmas, they don't have a separate like they do in Disney World, the Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party.
Okay.
They don't have that in Disneyland. So all of their holiday entertainment is actually included, and it's every day, and it's in the park.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's really awesome. And because it's smaller, you really feel like you've stepped into this winter wonderland in the middle of California. I mean, it's so decorated and so themed, and it just feels like holidays all over the place there.
That actually leads very well into my next topic, actually, which is atmosphere.
Yes.
And talk to me about the difference in atmosphere between Disneyland and Disney World.
Well, and some of these are just going to be my personal feelings on it, and everybody might feel a little bit differently. But for me, Disneyland, it just feels a little bit more cozy. It's got a little bit more history to it. It's kind of fun to actually, walk where Walt Disney walked, eat where Walt Disney ate, some of his favorite restaurants or favorite meals that he had. And because it is smaller, I mean, it's very quaint. It has that hometown feeling. It is so detailed and themed. I mean, every nook and cranny has Disney to it. Where in Disney World, you have so much wide open space. Sometimes I walk into some of the theme parks, like say Hollywood studios specifically. That doesn't feel very themed to me. It's kind of a hodgepodge.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And where in Disneyland, I mean, you're fully immersed in Disney.
I love that.
I mean, that's the one thing I love about it. It's like getting a big Disney hug when you go in there. I mean, I don't know, you just feel so warm and cozy inside Disneyland.
Yeah, and I'm into the history. I love history. I love Walt Disney's history, and I gotta believe they do some backstage tour or some more detailed tours to talk about the history of the park.
They do. They do. I know they do several tours, just like Disney World does several tours too. But do have some ones that are very specific to Walt Disney, and where you see like where he walked, and this was his favorite booth at this restaurant, and he liked to order this dish here, and you just very much more detailed about Walt Disney and his parts.
We saw the DVC it was just last year actually. They had an event. We went up to Massachusetts and they showed some video, and we're talking about some intimate things about Walt Disney. And they really, one of the videos I really liked, they showed Walt in the park greeting guests and just collaborating with the guests and talking with them. It was really cute. So I think that's awesome.
I love that. I love it. And sometimes when I go to Disney World, I kind of forget, it doesn't really have maybe that much history to me, since, it was opened after Walt Disney had already passed away. So even though he definitely, he has his fingerprint on all of it, it just has a different feel.
Yeah. Disney World has just an immense feel. When I go to Disney World, the first time I was there, I think I was in awe of how big it was. And more of like, sometimes when I go into a big city, it's like, wow, look at what people have created here.
Right.
It's like, wow, this is really, just mind blowing, what they've created. And, that's the feeling I get, I think, the first time I was in Disney World, but
I do too. And to me, it's just when I go to Disney World, I really feel like I have gone to a different world, like a whole different universe. I mean, it's so large. You really feel like you've escaped to a complete destination, where Disneyland has a very different feel, atmosphere-wise. It is kind of plunked down right in the middle of a huge metropolitan area. And so it does have a little bit more of that feel of being an amusement park rather than a destination resort. Because just size-wise, to give you an idea, and for other people who may not be as familiar with Disneyland, the entire Disneyland resort, both theme parks, Disneyland, California Adventure, their downtown Disney area, and their 3 hotels, is approximately 500 acres. So that entire resort can fit inside Animal Kingdom.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
So if it gives you just kind of a little bit of perspective, it's like, wow,
they really got it crammed in there. Yeah.
Fits inside of one park in Disney World.
All right, I'm going to maybe merge these a little bit too, because you were talking about the 3 resorts, which I'd really like to know about the hotels there. And maybe kind of related to that is the budgeting thing. The only question I had there, now I hate numbers, so.
Ooh, do you? I love numbers.
I like the analysts. I guess I don't like the money numbers, especially when some of these are big numbers, right? When you go into these parks.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want to actually look at the numbers.
Yeah, let's try. But I was noticing it looked like about $1,000 difference from, for instance, if I'm looking at the couple cost, if I was just comparing that, about $1,000 difference. What do we contribute? Now, I also would have to add my airfare, which would be more expensive for us to go because we're going across the country. But what do you think? Is that really a resort cost, do you think?
It is. It's really just the resort cost, because the food, the admission tickets, and the souvenirs are very comparable between the 2 resorts. You're not going to see a significant difference between those two, or between those items, between the 2 destinations. Yeah. It's really the resort.
Okay.
And I think it's primarily because in Disneyland, they only have 3 Disney brand properties. So they have the Disneyland Hotel, Paradise Pier, and then they have the Grand Californian. Those are the only Disney owned and operated hotels out there.
Yep.
And so you're paying a premium for those. Now, if you're willing to stay at a property that's not Disney owned and operated, but they have like 39 hotels that they call their Good Neighbor hotels.
Yeah.
So, and they range from, a low-end budget value resort to a very nice, high-end 5-star hotel. If you're willing to not have the Disney name on it, then you can cut your costs and you can make it, very close to the same price as you would spend to go to Disney World.
What about the transportation from those hotels or resorts to the park?
Well, that's going to depend on which one you stay at. It's kind of funny because actually some of the hotels that are Good Neighbor hotels are closer than the Disney brand hotels. So like Disneyland Hotel and Paradise Pier are, about a 10 to 15 minute walk to the entrances. And there are actual Good Neighbor hotels that might be a 5-minute walk to the entrance. Mm. So it's kind of very different. You don't have to if you stay at one of those Disney hotels or one of the very close by Good Neighbor hotels, you don't have to get on any Disney transportation. You don't have to ride a boat, a monorail, a bus, a tram, anything. I mean, you can literally just walk. Yeah. Like the entrance to California Adventure and the entrance to Disneyland, they're about 1 minute apart from each other.
Yeah.
They're directly across each other. Right. I mean, it's so convenient if you like to walk.
Blows my mind.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I know. It's so
honestly.
Different. Yeah.
Which, do you have a favorite of those Disneyland hotels?
Oh, yes. The Grand Californian. It's incredible. It's beautiful. It has an entrance from the hotel directly into California Adventure. Hmm. Some of the, how like Animal Kingdom Lodge in Disney World, you have those rooms with the beautiful views of the savannah. There are rooms at the Grand Californian that have views of the inside of California Adventure, where you can stand outside on your balcony and watch World of Color.
Yeah. That's
cool. Is cool.
It is incredible. You're going to pay a pretty penny for that, but now, it's just gorgeous.
Yeah, but that is a DVC also too, isn't it?
It is, yes.
I wonder, you may not know this, but I wonder how easy it is or hard at 7 months to book that as a DVC person.
I think it depends. From what I hear, it depends on what time of year you go.
Sure.
And it's not necessarily as difficult as you would think, but the points are pretty high.
Yeah.
So the value for points, you'd have to really, I know you don't like numbers, but you might actually have to run that calculation because you might be better off saving your points, using them in Disney World and paying. Especially if you can get a discount. Sometimes they run discounts.
Okay.
Depending on the season too. So.
Very good. All right, we're going to move on to one of our favorite topics, which is food. And just looking at your chart in the book, you break it out by the bars and lounges, the quick and counter service, table service, character dining, and then you compare the numbers with Disneyland and Disney World. Interesting. For instance, you got Disneyland dining options 89 and Disney World 287. That doesn't sound too bad. Actually, 89 dining options is pretty good. It's a lot more than I would have guessed.
Yeah, I mean, they still have, really, most people, you're not going to eat 89 times when you're on a trip anyway, so.
That'd be quite a challenge.
Either place, you have plenty of food choices.
Yeah, 57 counter service at Disneyland.
Yes, they do have a lot of counter service there.
That's surprising to me.
Yeah, they're heavier on counter service than, and again, I think it's a bit because it has a little bit more of the amusement park feel. So you do have a lot of locals that maybe just go in for half a day or just an evening. So they're not as tied to, I need to be there from sunup to sundown. I've traveled from halfway across the world. And I'm not going to step foot out of the park, I don't want to miss a single second. Just coming from a whole different perspective. So yeah, there's just not nearly as much table service, and there's a lot more just kind of grab and go or sit down and have a quick meal.
All right. So in the book, you do a good job of describing just about everything in terms of the dining. Now, in the interest of time, why don't you give me your favorite bar, quick service, table service, and character dining?
Okay.
One from each.
See. One from each. So I'm going to say for my favorite bar, I'm going to say Trader Sam's.
Oh.
So, now we just got a Trader Sam's out in Disney World. So, I mean, you just can't beat it. It's just so fun.
I'm glad to hear that because that's one of my big excitements for my trip down in June.
Yes. Yeah. It's so much fun. So that would be my favorite there. Favorite table service has got to be the Blue Bayou. I love the Blue Bayou. It's Pirates of the Caribbean is one of my all-time favorite rides. The Blue Bayou actually overlooks part of the Pirates of the Caribbean ride. So if you're kind of familiar with San Angel in Mexico at Epcot, that feel of kind of being in the dark and you can kind of see the Grand Fiesta Tour ride coming through there.
Yeah.
Blue Bayou is very similar to that, kind of got that same vibe.
With the Louisiana.
Yes. Yeah.
I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I love it. We've celebrated birthdays there. I mean, it's just so much fun, and you got to get the Monte Cristo.
What's that?
It's the so this is just so horrible for you, but it's just so tasty. So it's like a ham, turkey, and cheese sandwich, and it's deep fried. It's battered and deep fried. It's got powdered sugar on it, and then they give you like this raspberry jelly that you dip it in. Oh my gosh. It's just like a heart attack sandwich, but it's so good.
we don't care about that on vacation. We go all out.
That's right. So you got to get that. It's super good.
That sounds good.
Let me see.
Quick service. How about quick service?
Quick service. Let me think about this. Favorite quick service. That is a tough one.
You got 57 to choose from.
I know. There's so many. And the thing is I'm like a super picky eater.
Okay.
So, I'm going to go with, this is going to sound silly, but I'm going to go with Pluto's Doghouse.
Yeah, it sounds silly.
It does sound silly,
really
doesn't it?
It's not dog food. High grade dog food.
But I like hot dogs, so yeah. I'm a fan of Casey's, so I'm going to go with Pluto's Doghouse. Just classic.
I love that name.
Dogs.
I love the name.
I know, me too.
It's just so cute, isn't it?
Yeah, well, we love dogs.
Yeah, so hot dogs, those are good. And then character dining, they don't have quite as much there. I did a breakfast buffet, actually, at Disneyland Hotel, which was fun with the characters. We were staying there, so it was nice. It was like first thing in the morning, and you can kind of eat and then head out. So that was good. It had a kind of reminiscent of Chef Mickey's. You get your classic Disney characters, the huge breakfast buffet, pretty much any food you can think of is on it. So it's kind of good for the whole family.
All right.
So those are my top picks.
That's hard, right?
It is. It's very hard. But then one, if you like history, because I know you said you liked history, one that I think is really, really cool is the Golden Horseshoe. Because Walt Disney and his wife Lillian actually celebrated their 30th wedding anniversary while watching the debut of the Golden Horseshoe Review show right there at that restaurant. So they even had a private box that Walt would go and watch the show and eat his lunch. And so I just like the history of that place.
Yeah. Is that like a Western bar kind of theme, or?
Right. It's just kind of, it's in Frontierland. So it's a little bit like it's kind of like Frontierland in the Magic Kingdom. So it's got that Old West feel.
Sure.
And it's quick service though. And they serve lunch and dinner there.
They have
do a little show. So yeah, it's fun.
Cool. Thank you for that. I'm going to go one more topic.
Yes.
Which is towards the end of the book, and organizing your day.
Yeah.
And I'm just curious. Well, the first question, I guess I'm thinking about, there's no magic bands, right?
No magic bands.
I don't know if they're planning that or not. I think they are. I'm not sure.
I haven't heard. The last thing I heard was no, that they weren't planning it, but
Okay.
I have no idea.
Yeah,
everything changes, so sometimes you hear yes, sometimes you hear no. So
yeah, so don't count us on that one.
Exactly. It probably changes by the minute.
I don't know what's kind of the difference between in planning your day from the two parks.
To me, Disneyland is a place if you like to wing it and you don't want to be committed to all these reservations, fast pass reservations, dining reservations, you need to book it 6 months in advance. If you don't like to be hung up on all of that, Disneyland's the place for you because Disneyland, so they don't have Fast Pass Plus, so there's no advance booking of any attractions. It's got the old Fast Pass system, the little paper tickets. You go plug your card in, spits out the little ticket for you for your comeback time. So that's nice. Their dining reservations, you don't make those 180 days in advance. Those open up about 60 days in advance. So, and even at that point, unless you're going to go to some place like Character Dining, Napa Rose, Blue Bayou. I mean, those are some, and especially if you were there over Christmas or spring break,
sure.
You would want to book in advance, especially if it was really important to you, like you were celebrating a birthday or
right.
you were going to propose to your, significant other or something. You definitely want to book. But other than that, I mean, you can still get walk-ups. You can often get walk-ups, which I can't really seem to do anymore in Disney World. I don't know. Maybe I just have bad timing, but I can't really even seem to get any walk-ups at table service anymore in Disney World.
Yeah, it's challenging. I think
it really doesn't happen at all anymore.
Lindsay,
honestly,
we did come up with a list of things of places we think you can get in, like Kona, for instance. Sometimes, but again,
we meant like you still book it in advance, but you can get it the day of.
Yeah.
But walk-ups really don't really happen at all anymore.
Yep.
So, for organizing your day, Disneyland is certainly a whole lot easier. With Disney World, I mean, I'm kind of a super planner with Disney World. So
right.
I always make sure I have my hotel reservation prior to 6 months in advance. So once I hit that 180-day mark, I can book all my dining. And then I plot and organize and figure out exactly what fast passes I want. And then at midnight, 60 days, I book all my fast passes. So yeah, I really plan for Disney World. And Disneyland, we just kind of figure out which day we want to go to which park. Or often, okay, let's spend the morning here, afternoon over here. And maybe what it is we want to see. But other than that, it's way more laid back in Disneyland.
You do a great job of outlining that in the book with a couple pages, so that's perfect. You get right down to the basics of it. One little question here I was noticing, Disneyland has 54 total attractions, and Disney World has 45.
Yes.
What's that? You wouldn't guess that, I guess, with the size of the...
It's kind of funny. You don't really think about that. And those attractions, I divided up a little bit differently than maybe the Disney World website or some websites. I called attractions actual things you ride on. And then I also broke it into experiences, which are more kind of a hands-on thing that you're involved in, and entertainment. So entertainment would also include, the different shows. So some of those things that some places might call an attraction, I only called the ride-on things attractions. So the main difference between Disneyland and Disney World and why they have a few more is, I think in particular, they have a section called A Bug's Life, and that section has a lot of children's rides, like a little bit smaller rides for the little ones, and that can boost their ride count.
Yep.
And then they have a lot of classics, and there's several rides that both Disney World and Disneyland share in common. Like 20 plus rides are in both destinations, actually.
I got one more question. Lindsay, if you have one, let me know. So, talking about the rides,
yes,
what's something that you think is better at Disneyland than Disney World, or a couple of things?
Pirates, for sure.
Is better at Disneyland?
Oh, yes.
Wow. Why is that?
Much better in Disneyland. It's longer. It's one of my favorite rides, so I like that it's longer.
You're biased.
It actually has 3 hills rather than just one.
Okay.
So, and yeah, it's just more elaborate. So I love that one. Let's see. And then there's always the debate about Space Mountain. I prefer it in Disney World, although I know a lot of people that like it better in Disneyland.
Okay.
In Disneyland, the seating is different, for one thing. You sit side by side with people.
Yep.
Which was nice because I took my youngest son on Space Mountain in Disneyland first, so we could, sit side by side with me in case it was just too much for him, or if he was nervous or scared.
Mm-hmm.
So that configuration sometimes is a little bit nicer. And then they actually have speakers on board your train. So the music and the sound effects are coming, with you on your train versus over, outside your vehicle speakers on the Disney World version.
Yep.
But I think the Disneyland version is a little rougher. So I prefer Disney World.
People think the Disney World one is pretty rough too.
It is rough. Yeah. But Disneyland, incredibly, to me, is even rougher.
Okay.
So hold on tight if you go on that one in Disneyland.
And I've heard great things. I've heard great things about Cars Land.
Cars Land is spectacular. It is incredible.
Yeah.
By far, it is the best theme land of any of the U.S. Disney theme parks.
Wow.
It is just, you really feel like you just set foot on that.
Wow.
On that movie set. I mean, it's really incredible. And so when you compare like Test Track with Radiator Springs Racers, because it's basically the same ride system, just different theming.
Okay.
I love Radiator Springs Racers because it's just so cute with, you're riding in the cars.
Yep.
And it's adorable.
Lindsay, did you want to add anything?
No, it sounds good.
I know, we're getting jealous. I know,
I'm super jealous about Radiator Springs.
I know.
Just like my main
We're hoping
thing.
they're going to bring that to Florida.
I think that's like the reason to go to Disneyland. If anybody's on the fence and they can't decide, you just got to go to Disneyland just for the sheer reason to see Cars Land. Because it's just so amazing.
When we got back from Disney World the last time, I said to my wife, we really got to plan the Disneyland trip. But with Lindsay being down there for the internship, and my son Ben is actually going down for a baseball camp in May, or last day of May and into June. That's why we're end up going to Disney World again, really. So it's not going to happen this year, but it is on the bucket list, absolutely, for sure.
Yeah, Disneyland's great, but I think people who, I love Disney World. Obviously, my website's called DisneyWorldEnthusiast.com, so you know where my heart is here.
Mm-hmm.
I love Disneyland, but I think people who really, really love Disney World and spend the majority of their time visiting that Disney destination, as long as they go in with the mindset that they're going to Disneyland to enjoy the history and not expecting Disney World, because it's very, very different. When I hear people say, I was so disappointed, Disneyland's so small, and I mean, as long as everybody goes in and says, it's small, and it's going to be small, and it'll be a little bit crowded because it is tinier. But if you look beyond all of that and can just really enjoy, the differences and all the special details and history that's there, I think you'll love it.
Yeah, and I think I'd mix it up. If I'm going to go out west like that, I'm going to mix it up with maybe Las Vegas a weekend and some other California sites, the beaches, that kind of thing.
Absolutely. I was just in Las Vegas last weekend.
Nice.
I just got back from Vegas. Yeah, that'd be perfect. You just hit Vegas, drive on over there, hit LA, then go down to San Diego, check out some of that stuff.
I've done that, like I said, back when I was in college. So I've been a while, but my wife's never done that. So would love to do that. All right. I'm going to switch gears. We're going to go into this other book.
All right.
Hey guys, I'm going to interrupt this chat because we went on to chat with Kristi for over 40 minutes, and I thought I'd break this up into a part 1 and part 2 show. I hope you enjoyed the interview so far, covering Kristi's book, A Tale of Two Resorts, comparing Disneyland and Walt Disney World. In part 2, we'll cover Kristi's most recent book, 501 Ways to Make the Most of Your Walt Disney World Vacation. During that episode, which is going to be released coming up this Thursday, I'll try and find number 502, the way to make the most of your vacation. And that'll be a lot of fun. Kristi can be found on her very active website, DisneyWorldEnthusiasts.com. Now, let me remind you that our show is a community of Disney World enthusiasts, and that means you. You don't have to be an author to get engaged in our show. Drop me an email with a question, idea, or whatever, and we'd love to have you on as a guest. All of our guests, they're entered into this private Facebook group, and I am really loving this way to get to know you guys and for you to get inside the podcast and get to know us. Before we close the show, I want to do a new thing by asking you a question. Have you been to both Disneyland and Disney World? What's your comparison of both? I want you to drop me a line at kurt.stone@geekinonwdw.com, or you can leave us a note on the blog show notes, and that's at geekinonwdw.com. Now, part 2 of this chat will go out in our feed this coming Thursday. Be on the lookout for that. I am really excited because my next trip to Disney World is coming up real soon. I can't wait to do some live resort and in-park podcasting for you guys. You'll get my first impressions of the Polynesian DVC. One last thing before I leave. I just want to remind you guys, don't forget to listen past the music. And I often add some bloopers or extra chit-chat that can always be fun. And I think this time it is fun as usual. Okay, until next time, thanks for going geeking on Walt Disney World with us, and have a magical day.
Coming home is when I came down with it. I was like, oh no. And flying home, I didn't feel well. And yeah, it was crazy. It lasted about a month. I actually ended up going to the doctor, and I never go to the doctor for that kind of stuff. But I was like, okay, this is nuts. This has been around way too long.
Yeah, I hear that a lot from people that go to Florida. I don't know if it's being on a plane or what it is.
All the children wiping their noses and then touching everything.
Yes, exactly.
All right.
Mine are finally old enough where I can, they're a little bit better about touching their faces and stuff. But when they were tiny, it was a nightmare.
If you like co-hosting with me, you'll have opportunities to do that.
Ooh, I would love to do that. I would love to do that. Yeah, these podcasts, it seems like it's a lot of fun.
I agree. I'm kind of,
I'm not like super technical, so the fact that you know what you're doing over there and all I have to do is talk.
Yeah.
I'm sweet.
It's easy, right? It's easy.
He's amazing, isn't it?
Yes. That's wonderful. I like to show up and just talk, so.
Lindsay, I want you to talk about the Avengers movie because you just got back from it.
I'm laughing because I just turned off my microphone because I just put my S.H.I.E.L.D. Sticker on my computer, and it looks fantastic because I am an agent of S.H.I.E.L.D.
See, now you might be able to explain to me, like I was telling your dad, I know nothing about, these probably aren't even superheroes, but I call them superheroes. So the only other kind of movie like this I've ever seen was the first Avengers. And I felt like I could kind of follow it. It wasn't real complex. Then I went and saw this one, and I was like completely lost. I have no backstory to any of these characters. I'm like, I don't even know what is happening.
That's pretty much the shared consensus among everyone.
Okay, good. So it wasn't just
so
me.
Don't worry. No.
I was like, oh my gosh. Is it because I don't know who any of these characters are that I'm just totally lost? I'm not sure what's happening.
No, everyone was just really confused. I mean, it was a good movie, but they just threw a lot all at once, and it was crazy.
Okay. I mean, I thought it was funny. I enjoyed the funny parts of it, and
yeah, it was good. It was good. I know what you're saying. It's just, there's a lot going on.
Okay. Well, I'll keep my fingers crossed. I'll try to do my best here.
You're doing great. Don't worry. It's just a casual chat. Except for my intro. It's really serious, so get ready.
Okay.
So
I'll try not to laugh during it.
Yeah, Lindsay, you hear what she said? Try not to laugh during. Actually, I don't know. This one's not that funny.
I usually shut off my microphone if I start laughing.
This
so
one's
it's
fine. This one's really not that funny. But anyways, ready? I'm ready. You guys ready? Okay,
yeah.
Here we go.
Good. Oh, Dad.
I had a little fub in there, but
something you can't
it sounded
later.
great.
it's not. That was a hard one, long one.
It was a long one. You had longer ones, though.
It was very educational.
Exactly. You get educated here on the show. I didn't know. Of course, I didn't know that. I had to look that up.
Wikipedia.
That's actually what I was going to say. I was going to say something like, I have no idea what this is all about, but
Wikipedia knows, so we're good.
We got the internet. Okay. And I am really excited that we have Kristi Fredericks. Want
to try that again?
Yeah, I'll try it again.
Take two.
Take two.